Hello, my crafty friends. It's Andrea from Prairie Sky Paper Crafts, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Manitoba. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. We've had issues with technology today. So let's just see. You might lose me for a second, but as long as we can keep one thing going for a while, we might be good. All right, let's see what's going to happen with this. Again, it's Andrea from Prairie Sky Paper Crafts, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Manitoba. Today is Wednesday. It's July. It's watercolor month. So I'm going to show you a way that you can use blender pens and stamp pads to create a watercolor look. Now, I'm using Celebrate Sunflowers. I was going to use something from the new mini, but it is hot in my craft room. My face is probably going to get redder and redder as we progress. But sunflowers just seemed like it needed to be the thing for today. I thought I had a blender pen here. So I'm just going to exit stage right and grab one. All right. And I am stamping in basic gray. Now, normally when you're doing watercolor, anything you want to use stays on. But I'm going to use gray today just because I want to have a little bit of a vintagey kind of a look going on. So yeah, it's been a day. It's, as I said, about 1,000,000 degrees. And that's the kind of day it's been. So we're going to try this again. Apparently this is not going to want to work. So we're just going to do this, pick it up, and pray for the best. If it doesn't work, we're going to grab another sheet of paper. Yeah, that's not too bad, actually. This is basic white thick. I've done watercoloring on just the regular basic white. It works. But it's a little bit too thin. When I do my watercoloring, I like to do watercolor paper or on thicker paper. The thin will work, but the more you go over it with your choice of water applicator, it can get a little bit more pilly and it just doesn't work very well. So all I'm going to do is pick up the ink with my blender pen and I'm going to apply it to my card. I'm going to do the center with crushed curry and then I'm going to go over it with probably early espresso. I don't know. We'll mash up a few different colors here today. So I'm just very gently tapping my pen into my ink pad to pick up the color. And just get it put in there. I love watercoloring. And there's so many ways to do it. You can use Wink of Stella. You can use your, actually, I'm going to use pumpkin pie, I think, for the center. You can use the water painters. You can use reinkers and just directly put the ink right onto your card. There's so many different ways. Now, when you're using your blender pen, you do want to make sure that there's no color transfer, so you just keep coloring until you can't see any more of the other color on there. Now, it's not as crucial to do that when you're going from light colors to dark colors, because the lighter colors won't really mess up anything on your card. Going the other way, darker colors, you will definitely be able to see the color being picked up. And we're just going to just gently kind of highlight different areas. We are going to be building up the color, so I'm not too terribly concerned with precise coverage. because we are going to blend it at the end as well. I'm actually probably going to go over the entire thing with Stella because I love Wink of Stella. And it's all right if your ink isn't the same intensity throughout your entire coloring because it's a flower petal. There's light areas, there's dark areas, there's shadows, there's highlights. Oh, my kids are in the pool. I don't know if you can hear them. It sounds like they're having a blast. We've finally gotten a bit of a heat reprieve the last few days, which is lovely. We had tons of rain yesterday. So in a couple of days, mosquitoes are going to be back up in full force, but it's fine. It's summer. I don't know. In Canada, it seems like we are not happy if it's too cold and we're not happy if it's too hot. I personally love fall. I am also 100% a spring person. I love it when the leaves are starting to come in and the plants are starting to grow. I feel like I really needed this moment to just kind of chill out and color for a bit today too. It's one of my favorite mental health breaks. Kind of turn your eye to creativity and accomplish something that takes a little bit of concentration, takes your mind away from all of the other busyness. Sometimes we just need to turn our brains off for a few minutes. All right. So that was Daffodil Delight. There will possibly be some staining on your brush, or on your pen, I should say. It's not a big deal. As long as you clean it like this before you apply the next color, it'll be fine. Okay, so now we're going to do some highlights. I've got Pumpkin Pie and Cajun Craze here as well. Hi, Aline. I hope you're having a good day today. Okay, and then we're just going to pick it up and we're going to add a few little lines where the stamped lines are. And then just going to follow through. When the designers are drawing the stamped images before they go into production, they actually create what they want it to look like. And having these little lines make it easier for people like me who can't draw because we stamp. I can't draw my way out of a paper bag. Even my stick people are somewhat questionable. Having these lines makes it easy to show where, oh, ink pen slipped, where different colors are supposed to be, where different highlight areas are. And it makes for some pretty quick coloring as well. Okay, I just needed to double check and make sure that I had a Wink of Stella handy. They're never far away, but I always want to make sure. All right, and when you close your ink pad, you always want to hear that snap so that you know it's closed and it's not going to dry out. Now we're just going to go and add Cajun Craze is one of my favorite colors. I don't tend to use it a ton in the summertime because in my head it's more of a fall color. I love those dark tones, like oranges and reds and burnt orange. They're all definitely my color palette. My birthday's in September. I love the fall. All right. Oh, I forgot to grab. Oh, that's all right. I've got another brown here. I was going to use my early espresso, but I'm going to use Sahara Sand instead, I think. So add some highlight areas. do a little bit of the tips, a little bit of the underside. Kind of go around the inside a bit. My newsletter went out on Friday. If you haven't gotten it and would like to, let me know and I will hook you up on my newsletter list. I'm going to be doing a Bring Your Own Supplies Stash Bash class in August. I'm really looking forward to it. It's a 5-day event. There's going to be a different theme for each day. And each day is also going to have an email. You're going to get an exclusive video as well as exclusive project tutorials. They're only going to be available in the group and they're only going to be available for a limited time. You're going to have them for a month from August 15th until September 15th. So if you would like some more information about that, you can head over to my Stampin' Up page, which is AndreaEstenson.stampinup.net. And then click on the events and then scroll through to August. All of the information for that is there. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. I've got so many ideas already rattling around in my brain for it. There's probably going to be some bonus project tutorials because I can never leave well enough alone. And I absolutely love creating project tutorials. And then starting in September once a month, if you loved that class, there's going to be a monthly Bring Your Own Supplies class, which is going to be a ton of fun. Okay, I'm going to let this dry for a quick second. Grab Stella, give her a bit of a shake. With Wink of Stella, you want to make sure that you always store it brush side down so that the ink stays pooled. If you've stored it right side up and the ink isn't in the where it's supposed to be, you can press on here where it says push. Just give it a very gentle push to get the ink flowing. You don't want to push too hard. And when you do push, you want to make sure you're off of your project. I've had it on more than one occasion where my ink came out way faster than I had intended. And it ended up creating a lovely silvery blob on my project, which, you know, depending on the look you're after might work, but generally not. Okay, I'm just going to give this just a quick brush. It's just going to give a last little blend to our ink. And it also gives a subtle little shine. I love Wink of Stella. It's the only glitter, actually, that's allowed in my world. I used to work at a before and after school program, and one of the leaders loved glitter. And every time she brought it out, it would make my heart flop. All right. So there's our glittery sunflower. Now I've got some designer series paper here that I'm going to pull out, and maybe we will do, what am I going to do here? I didn't grab a base layer because that was too much like being prepared today. So grab my bag of tricks here. Let's see what we've got. I love this pouch for all of my, oh, wait, no, that's not big enough. Yeah, I think we'll use soft suede. Paper trimmer. So as always, our base matte layer is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm just going to double check that measurement. Perfect. And then our paper layer. This is from Design a Daydream. It is the host, one of the host papers that you can get. This one's from the annual catalog. There's also a host paper set from the mini catalog, which I have, but I haven't opened up yet, but I'm going to really, really soon because it's bright and it's fun and I need, sorry about that. I'm getting carried away, a little too excited about the paper today. All right, so this and this and this. All right, so there's that one done. Now we're going to layer up our Design a Daydream onto there. And I think we're just going to do a quick little fussy cut. I'm not doing it precisely around because I do want it to have kind of a relaxed look today. There are dies available with this sunflower set. Sometimes fussy cutting is just as fast, if not faster. I'm not cutting it as closely as I normally would, just because I want it to be a little bit informal for this card. And then I'm going to, oh, actually, I think, I might grab some vellum, actually. I mean, kind of playing with vellum this week. I used some for my Monday video. We used the Sweet Songbird stamp and punch to create the card for that one. And I'll be using the vellum again on Friday for my video. And probably for Sip Saturday over in my VIP group. So if you're in that group, surprise, we're using vellum. If you're not in that group, I would love to see you over there. It's Prairie Sky Paper Crafters. Yeah, I think we'll use this one because it kind of has the same, yeah, we'll use that one. It's got the same kind of dot pattern, but I am going to trim it down just a tiny bit by about 1/4 inch. I'm not going to put a sentiment on this one because I'm not sure what I want to, I don't know who's going to get this card yet. So 1/4 inch. Now, because it's the same pattern, I'm going to bring it down about 1/8 inch on both sides, which will create 1/4 inch. Look at me doing maths on a hot day. Doesn't happen very well on most days. So the fact I can do it in the heat is amazing. Okay, now there's a wrong side and a right side. One side, it's a little bit more dull than the other. And with vellum, you can see the adhesive through. So you can either use an adhesive sheet for the full page or do what I'm going to be doing and just tuck the adhesive behind whatever the image is that you're going to be placing on top of it. You can also hide it. Oops, get that stuck. I don't even know what's going on here right now. You can hide it under some ribbon as well, if ribbon's your thing. I love it. I don't really use it very much though. Okay, now we've got all of these are done. I'm just referring to the stamp set to see which way is up. This way seems to be up, although I think we're going to do it a little bit offset today. Put it centered. So there's our card, quick and easy. It's a little bit darker doing it this way than with water painters. If you have any questions, as always, you know where I am. Please stop by for a visit either on my Facebook page or in the VIP group. And if you would like the email, let me know and I'll get you hooked up with that. As always, thank you so much for your time. I truly appreciate you spending part of your day with me. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon.